there, you're welcome to Flookiesden. If you're new to this channel, please click the subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on anything or any video that I share on this channel. My old subscribers, thank you so much for always coming on board. I appreciate you all the time. So without much ado, I want to talk about the pros and cons of living in Saskatoon, my experience, and well, from other research and things that I've learned from other people. I'm going to be sharing with you my top pros of why you should come to Saskatoon, and I'll also share the cons, the negative sides of living in Saskatoon. So if this is what you want to hear, stick around and click the subscribe button. Don't go anywhere. You're welcome back. The first thing I'm going to pick on is the cost of living in Saskatoon, which checks the box for me. Saskatoon is an entrepreneurial city. It's relatively cheap, which might also be tied to the minimum wage for Saskatoon. But in general, it is cheap. When it comes to accommodation, you can find about 2-bed for $800 to $1,000. And obviously the maximum in that sense, if you're really looking for accommodation, between 1,300 to 1,800, 2,000 at the maximum, you really get a decent accommodation for your family size. And if you compare this with another province like Toronto, Toronto is like the highbrow city. Those kind of accommodations you'll probably be paying high for a 2-bed. What we pay for a 3-bed or a 4-bed here, you'll be paying it for a 2-bed in Toronto. And of course, there's good neighborhood around Saskatoon. If you also want to buy a house within a reasonable price, you'll be looking at something relative between $350 and upwards to the $600. If you're really stretching for that, you'll be looking for something way higher than $600. But in that bracket, you will definitely be fine, and you will find something within a good neighborhood to buy a home of your choice. Another thing that checks the box for me is the growing economy here in Saskatoon. Saskatoon has become like the next destination for immigrants. And guess what? As people move in, economy grows, money comes in, people bring their talent and their skills to be able to work and generate more for the economy. The economy will expand, and that's what is happening here in Saskatoon. There are tons of jobs available. Yeah, when the COVID hit, it was difficult getting a job. People were losing their jobs. But right now in 2021, there are a lot of jobs springing up day by day. So it's very good economy that is growing, that people want to tap into. You can get the kind of jobs that you desire within Saskatoon or Saskatchewan in general, and the opportunity is endless. So that ticks the box for me, the growing economy here in Saskatoon. So there's no limit to the economy growing here. Another thing I would say is moving around in Saskatoon. I know what I'm talking about, guys. From where I come from, moving from point A to point B can take you hours on a really bad day. But here, there's no bad day, right? You can actually time yourself to go to work and get to work within that time. Moving around the city typically will take you between 20 to 25 minutes end to end. So it's not a really big city. So if you live at the extreme part of the city to the other side, you get to work in 25 minutes. That's a good time to move around, and there's no traffic. The traffic light controls every movement, and everybody is fine. Even during the winter period, when traffic gets slow because you're cautious when you're driving in the snow, you have to just give that allowance within your drive period, and everybody is fine. You get to work. You can actually plan your time in and your time out, not the one that you sit endlessly in traffic and you're not going anywhere. So that checks the box for me, living in Saskatoon. For the food lovers and those that enjoy good entertainment, Saskatoon is another hub that you don't want to miss out on. Saskatoon has the best restaurants in Canada with the world's renowned chef. So you don't want to miss out on the delicacies and the cuisines that go around in those restaurants. You want to have a taste. There's so much to explore that covers your ethnicity. There are cuisines that appeal to you within your diversity. You can also try other cuisines, but most importantly, everybody gets to find what he or she wants. You can't miss it. And like I always say, people should try new things. You can try other ethnic cuisines. You can try, food from another country. See how it tastes, see how it appeals to your taste bud, and you might just love it. So this is another checkbox for me in Saskatoon. Beautiful restaurants, wonderful scenery. You want to always go there to have lunch, supper, and entertainment is also another thing for those that really enjoy that part of it. You can't miss it here in Saskatoon. I would also say the people for me is another big factor that I love Saskatoon for. People are the community that you live with, you walk around with, and you move around with. So for me, it's important to have a good community, and you definitely will have it in Saskatoon. When you move around the city, you see people waving at you, people smiling at you, people want to say hello, they want to know where you're from, what country, what's special about your country. They always want to learn about you, and that's wonderful for me to always have the opportunity to share where I'm from, my ethnicity, my background, my country, so many things that will make people come together to share much more, especially when they meet newly. So it's a big thing for me. I shared in one of my videos when I talked about landing and I had people give us things. This is also part of the community of people that we have around us in Saskatoon. They are givers. They give. They want to make you settle early, settle fast, and they give out of the things they have. Yeah, they must have had them bought new things. They don't want to throw them away, but it will be useful for newcomers instead of them using money to buy those things to settle. So we got gifted so many things for us to kick off our journey here in Saskatoon, and I think it's a wonderful thing. The community of people here, they are so wonderful. They are diverse, but they appreciate the diversity, and they are always willing to help and show concern and love. So that ticks the box for me. I would also say the season. Saskatoon enjoy all the 4 seasons year round, and this is magical. We call it Saskatoon the prairies of the prairies, the land of the living skies. It represents per time, per season. And this is another beauty that you want to experience in Saskatoon. You want to talk about the winter. Yes, it can be cold, but if you dress for the season or the weather, you will be fine. That I learned as well. Sometimes recently that we had snow started falling late in October, it seemed like the mini snowstorm that we had last year. Everybody had to understand that winter has started, and then we need to adjust to that particular season. So it's a wonderful time for everybody to understand what the season brings, the peculiarity of each season, and then to adjust to it. Talking about when we have spring, the city comes alive. It's beauty all around. The things, flowers start blossoming. What seems to have kind of been dead or hibernating during the winter comes alive during the spring. It's a beautiful sight to behold, and you want to see how the leaves blossom. It's just beauty. The skies, that is when the skies live. It is awesome. So it's something you want to also look forward to. And then you move into the summer proper, a wonderful season of the year. Those are the times when people want to take their leave. They want to drive from province to province. There's entertainment. That's when we have those tastes of Saskatchewan, or the festivals that come up during the summer. You have summer camping going on, fishing. People go to the lake. People have so many picnics and things just to enjoy themselves. They dress for the weather. You see people really beautiful, not covered up in double or triple layers like when it was winter. And then you can even appreciate people better when you see them. So it's just another wonderful time. Then coming to the fall, which happens to be my best season of all time, it's when the leaves begin to turn yellow, red. It's beautiful. The leaves start falling, and then the weather changes. Of course, temperature begins to drop. But it's just a wonderful season as well. Everybody understands that this is fall, and then you just appreciate the weather as it comes. There's a lot to clear around during the fall because the leaves shed. That at the time, they begin to, fall. but it's still a beautiful time. The weather is good. Everything looks beautiful during the spring. But of course, there's always a negative, right? One of the negative things about Saskatoon is the mini crime rate, which I call like petty crimes, right? That happen not in the whole city of Saskatoon, but some areas like the western part of Saskatoon, where you have people pilfer things in your cars. If you don't lock your cars, they're looking for coins or change in your car, or they can pick things in your household. Of course, there are people that know you, and you always want to be safe at those places. You don't want to be out, for instance, in the bar at night or when there's going to be trouble or something. But it's most important that you understand they're just petty things, right? It happens anywhere, but those are just one of the things that I will call a negative. Well, a city can try to be 100% safe, but there will still be a bit of those vices going around. So that's just a petty crime that goes around in Saskatoon. Then another thing I will also say is the weather. I'll come back to the weather again. It's extreme when it's cold, when it's hot. In the summer, it is dry, humid, hot. Those times we use the fan or the air conditioner because it is hot, guys. It is hot, scorching hot. And it almost wants to look as if, yeah, for instance, in my country where the weather is also humid, but it's a kind of different feeling here. Maybe because we're used to the weather, we're getting used to the cold. I don't know. But it's just scorching, it's discomforting, it's itchy. It's just so many things coming on during the summer because it's just an extreme kind of weather. And when you're in the winter, very cold, extremely cold, you want to layer up for you to be safe. You don't want to expose any part of your body because it also has consequences if you get too cold or you get the cold to get into your body. You don't want to do that. So those are the extremes that you can find in Saskatoon. Another extreme that I find is that it's far from other provinces. For instance, if you have to take a flight to Toronto, you are going to be flying for 3.5 hours. If you're driving to Calgary, Alberta, for instance, you're driving about 7 hours drive. It's far, but it's a place to be, right? It's somewhere that you want to be. Saskatoon is a beautiful place. It is just a place that you want to be. Even though it's far from other places, you cannot compare what you enjoy here to other provinces as well. Sometimes like Saskatoon and Alberta can have the same temperature, but the distance is still there. You just have to prepare for it. It's like those are when you want to take road trips to Calgary. If you have opportunity during the summer, it's an opportunity for you to see the beauty of the road. It's far, but it is a wonderful experience. When you drive, I've been able to have that opportunity drive to Calgary, and it was wonderful. The beauty of the sight and the scenery of the road, it was awesome during the summer, and it's just a sight to behold. You want to experience it in Saskatoon. So guys, I've been able to share with you my own experience and my thoughts about what I love and I don't like about the city of Saskatoon. It's food for thought for you if you're looking forward to coming into Saskatoon, but it's a wonderful place in general. You'll always find it and call it home. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll bring you more relevant and updated videos every week. Thank you so much guys for watching. See you in another video. Bye guys.